Hi, today I'd like to show you a very interesting program called ThingLink. Now, as teachers, there are many times where we have lessons and we have multiple resources that we want to give to our students to help them better understand and acquire the knowledge of the lesson. We may have videos that we want to show, we may have pictures that are very interesting and related to the topic, we may have documents that we want them to read, just a variety of things, maybe websites that we want them to visit. And so sometimes posting these on an LMS site or handing them out to students individually can get a bit cumbersome, a little overwhelming. And so what ThingLink does, that it actually allows you to assemble all of these items into one place on one document in a very nice, neat, and clean way. And so what we're going to do today is we're actually going to learn how to create our own ThingLink. So the very first thing we need to do, of course, is we need to go ahead and sign up for an account. Now, I already have an account, so when I go to thinglink.com, it already goes ahead and it pulls up my login page. Now, if you do not have an account, you would go up here to the corner and it says register. And so you would go ahead and you would pick the free version. So since my credentials are already typed in, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to log in. Now, when you first log in, the first thing you're going to see is actually a social dashboard. And this is where you can actually find other people that you may know who are on ThingLink. And so maybe you want to connect with them so that you can share what you have, they can share what they have, and so forth. But I'm actually going to go to where it says me. And so what it does is it allows me to actually see the previous ThingLinks that I've already created. And so I can, of course, share the ones I've already done. I can edit them if I need to and do what I need to do. Now, the great thing about ThingLink is that you can actually add links to images or videos. Now, we're going to go ahead and just start simple, and we're going to work with adding links to an image. Now, in ThingLink, they actually call them tags, but really they're links. So the first thing we need to do is we need to go ahead and we need to pick an image that we want to use as our background. Now, you don't want to pick something too cluttery or too busy, because then the students will have a really hard time seeing the various tags that you place on the picture. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to import a picture that I've already found via the web. So I'm going to go ahead and click this little link bar, or sorry, link image here. And you can see that I did a search and here's my image. And so when I go to view image, what it does is it, of course, isolates the image and gives me a URL for just the image instead of the entire website where the image was located. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and copy that. So when I go back to ThingLink, I paste that in and I go to tag this media. And so what you can see is now my image has been pulled up, and you can see that it even says here to click to add tag. And so this is where I start adding various links and resources onto my image. And so the first thing I want to do is I want to go ahead and rename my project. I don't want to call it interactive image because obviously we want to make it lesson specific. So I'm going to go ahead and put Lone Star College information. And so now I have a title for my ThingLink so that students understand that everything on here will be related to Lone Star College information. So what I do is very, very simple. I actually just click on the picture, and you can see the very first thing that happens is that you have a little dot that appears, a red dot. Now, the dot is movable. I can move it to wherever I want. Now, this is why it's important to not pick an image that is too cluttery, because let's say I put it here in the trees or put it right here, it's a little hard to see in certain areas. So we definitely want to make sure that we put it in areas that are going to be clean, neat, and easy to read. The other great thing is that if I have a timeline or a sequence that I want my students to follow, I can just put them in a straight line. If I do not have a timeline or sequence that I want my students to follow, then I can just place them willy-nilly anywhere that I want on the picture. I can also change the colors. So if I don't want red for this particular tag, I can go ahead and click right here where it says edit tag. And you'll notice that I can either change the color or I can even change it to a lettering system, A, B, C, D, E. And so I'm going to go ahead and pick blue. Since Lone Star College, our colors are blue. So I have my my little tag circle here. And so now what I need to do is I need to go ahead and link something to this circle so that when the students click on it, they are able to pull some information up. Now, because we're using the free version, you will see that all of this has been grayed out. And the reason why is because this is part of the paid version. Now, all we can do is provide a web link. However, if you do upgrade, you can see that you can also upload images from your hard drive. So that, of course, opens up the options of what you can add. You can, of course, also do a lot more customization to the fonts, the bubble backgrounds, and so forth. So this is all part of the paid program. But for now, we'll work with what we have. So the first thing I want to do is I actually want to post a Google document for my students to read about Lone Star College. So here's my document that I've already pulled up. And so you'll see that I have some information. Now, the very first thing is you'll see that my Google document is private. Well, we don't want it to be private. We need it to be public because we need other people to be able to see it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on the share document. I'm going to click advanced and I'm going to change this private only policy. So let's go ahead and do that. And so I want to go ahead and make anyone with the link able to view the document. So now I have anyone with a link on, and so I'm going to hit save. And so I'm done. Now, normally for any other program, you would actually just share the link in order to access the Google Documents. ThingLink is slightly different when it does come to Google Docs. Because we're posting links to the web, what we're going to do is we're actually going to publish our document to the web. So we're going to hit File. We're going to go to Publish to the Web. And you can see that it will either give me a link or it will give me an embed code. We want a link. So I just hit Publish. It says, are you sure you want to publish the selection? I'm going to select OK. And so now you can see that I actually have a published web link. So I'm going to go ahead and copy this. And I'm going to go back to my ThingLink. And you can see here where it says link or image address. So I'm going to go ahead and paste that in there. And so what's going to happen is you can see that it has pulled up my Google document. So now my student can click on this and they can actually read the information. Now I can even provide a little bit of a description above the tag. So I'm going to go ahead and type in brief description of Lone Star, can't type today, College. And so you can see here it has a small little tag or title about what they're about to read. Now this is really useful because if there are some notes or directions that you want to include, you can go ahead and do that in this box. So if you're including a Google Docs and you want your students to maybe take notes over it, maybe pay attention to a particular part of it, you can go ahead and include that in here in your tag. And so now that we're done with that particular tag, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and hit Save Tag. This is extremely important that after each tag you hit Save Tag so that you do not lose the information. So I'm going to go ahead and hit Save Tag. And so there's my link. Now, if I don't like where this is located, I still have the option to move it. So now what I want to do is I want to go ahead and add a picture. I want to add a caption picture. And so again, what I do, you can see my little crosshairs. I just click on the image and now I'm going to pick a different color. So this time I'm going to pick red. And so I've already selected my picture. I've selected a picture of our library. So I'm going to, again, copy the URL. I'm going to go back to the ThingLink page. I'm going to go ahead and paste that in there. And you can see that the picture is now attached to this red tag. Now, unfortunately, it will only show up as a small size. The larger size, you can see it's grayed out. This is what it would look like as a larger image. Unfortunately, that is part of the paid program. So if you try to click on large image and hit save, it will not allow you. So we're going to go ahead and go back to the small image. You can see that now it's not grayed out. And so this is what it will end up looking like. So I want to add a caption to it though, because if I put this up here, the students may not know what this is, especially if they've never visited Lone Star College before. So I'm going to go ahead and put a small caption here. So I'm going to say Lone Star College, North Harris's Library. It is a 3-star story building with a computer lab, research center, and a maker space. So now you can see that my picture actually has a tag, or I'm sorry, a caption at the bottom that describes what it is that the students are looking at. So I'm going to go ahead and save this tag as well. And so I can choose to move this a little bit away if I don't want it to be super close. And I can put as many tags as I want on here. So I can cluster it as close together as I want, or I can space them out as far as I want. Now you'll notice that I cannot have two tags open at the same time. So that's really good though, so that you can actually cluster them close together if you need to, if you have a lot of information, and it won't look too messy. So now that I have my picture, I'm going to go ahead and save that tag, and so there it is. And so now we can go ahead and get rid of the library picture. So now here I have another picture. So I'm going to go ahead again. I'm going to save and copy the URL. I'm going to go back to ThingLink. I'm going to go ahead and click on my image, and you can see that I now have another little dot. It's a red, and so I want to change the color again because I just want a variety. And so I'm going to go ahead and put, again, copy and paste the image in there. You can see that it pulls up the image. And again, I just want a brief caption. So I'm just going to go ahead and put Lone Star College North Harris's Student Services Building. So here, I'm just going to put a simple caption. So this is our student services building where students can take care of their registration needs, financial aid needs, and so forth. And so this is for where students can see this. And so I have my tag. I want to go ahead again and save it. And now that has been added. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and close this out. Now the great thing is that in addition to adding pictures and Google Docs, you can also add videos. So you can see that I'm already here on YouTube. I've already found a video. So it's a brief little 30-second video about Lone Star College. So I'm just going to play a snippet of it.
At Lone Star College, we offer degrees and certifications for today's technology and economy at a fraction of the cost of university. Plus, we partner with major regional employers so you will learn the skills and knowledge that employers want today and will need tomorrow.
Okay, so I like this video. It's short. It relates to my particular topic. So what I'm going to do is I am going to copy the link under the share button, and under what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and add a new button. So let me go ahead and just click on my image. You can see a new button appears. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and change the color again, just because I like a little bit of variety there. And so I'm going to go ahead and add the URL, and you can actually see that the YouTube link has appeared now. And so again, I could add a caption. So if I don't want just to have this floating video and I want to be able to give some kind of context, then I can do that. So I can just say video giving a brief description of Lone Star College benefits. So here I've just given a really brief description of what the video is going to be about. Now, one of the things I have not pointed out is that you can see that there is a little trash can here. If I realize that after I save this tag, I'm like, you know what? I found a better video. I actually don't want this one on here anymore. I think I want to replace it. Well, I can actually just I can highlight this and replace it with a different video, or I can go ahead and just delete the tag completely. Maybe I don't want a video at all. And so that is an option that I have. So I'm going to go ahead though and keep this video because I do like it. So I'm going to go ahead and hit Save Tag. So now you can see that I have my video tag. And so again, another great feature of ThingLink is that we can also add links to other websites. So if we're teaching students about a concept that maybe is a bit difficult, or maybe we want them to take an assessment that is on a separate website, or we want them to have extra websites that provide information to help them, that have references, then we can actually link to those. And again, there's no limit to how many of those that you can link to. So you can see here that I actually have the Lone Star College North Harris website. So maybe I after my students have viewed my ThingLink, they're like, wow, I really want to go to Lone Star College. So I'm going to go ahead and post a website so that they can go on here and they can click on the website and they can begin the application process or whatever it is they need to do. So same thing, I'm going to go ahead and copy the link. I'm going to go ahead and just click on the picture and pick a different color. And same thing, I'm going to go ahead and just go ahead and post the link. And what you can see here is that it is going to record the link and it's just going to give me a URL code. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to write a brief caption describing what it is that the students are looking at. So I'm just going to put here a link to the Lone Star College website. And maybe I want to say apply now. So now you can see that I have a little caption for my particular URL. And so I'm going to go ahead and hit save tag. And so now I have a ThingLink that is all about Lone Star College. So now I'm ready to publish. So what I do is I go down here to where it says save image. And so once I hit save image, it's going to automatically pull up my image with all my little tags, and you can see here they are. And so when I hover over them, here they are and they appear. And you'll notice that what I can do is I can actually go back and edit. So as I'm looking at this, maybe I misspelled a word, maybe I don't like how close these two tags are, so I want to spread them out some more, so I can actually go back and edit. I can actually share. I can look at this in full screen to kind of get an idea of what it's going to look like for my user, or I can actually post this onto a website or an LMS or whatever it is I need to do. Now I'm going to click on share because it actually does give me an embed code. And so what I can do is I can either use the link or I can use the embed code. Now I am actually using a website called Weebly, and when I tried to embed it the first time, it didn't really want to work. Well, if you look right here, it actually says use iframe embed for sites that do not support the regular embed code. And so that's what I actually did. I checked on this, and then all of a sudden I was able to embed my ThingLink onto my website. So hopefully this has proven to be very, very useful to you. I hope that you get a lot of use out of ThingLink. Like I said, I think it's a wonderful way to have a lot of information in a small one locale place. And thank you very much.